Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here setting up my work planner starting in July 2022. So, gotta be honest, I have been setting up all of these planners for 18 months, but I don't really have a great plan for what to do with my work planner moving into the next academic year. So for this video, instead of doing 18 months, I'm really only going to be setting up the next 13 months of a planner. It's just going to be for the next school year, and we'll see what comes out of it. So with that being said though, this is going to be a fairly straightforward setup. I will be putting some pen to paper today to try to get set up for the fall semester, but mostly it's going to be adding pieces instead of like rearranging everything. So you might know if you watched previous videos of mine, but I picked up this planner, the Study Habits Planner from the Happy Planner website during their Memorial Day sale. And I am planning at this point to just use this straight through as a 12-month planner. These planners are set up August to July, and so since it's 12 months, I'm pretty much just going to leave it intact and try to use all of it. Again, that's the plan. I pretty much am okay with changing my mind if I need to, but the planner itself is just a gorgeous planner. I love the colors here. It looks like this. Look at this. Make today ridiculously awesome. It has like nice neutral monthly, and then it has these pages, which I'm looking forward to in August, kind of jumping in and just using these. And then the weekly pages have an hourly format that goes from 7 until 10 p.m. and then like a smaller section down here that you could just kind of do whatever. A place for 3 big top priorities, goals, and then a weekly tracker. So all of that is just like really nice. I think I'll be able to use this for work, and I might over time like add things to it, but mostly I'm just going to use it as is, which kind of is a first for me. You guys know that if you've been here for a while, you know that I just kind of like to adapt all the things. So I have shown the dividers and just kind of walked through this in a little bit more detail in the whole video, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the dividers again. Be bold, brave, and brilliant. Do what makes you happy. Believe you can. I like this pattern. That's cute, right? Dream, believe, achieve, choose your purpose, and success will follow. You got this. I just love the colors, right? Become what inspires you. And then this is just a nice pattern. The future begins now, right? So I'm going to use this planner as is. That's the plan at least. I really should have made a decision for what to do with August 2023 through December 2023. But those 5 months, I'll just make a decision at the end of this video, like if I want to do something or not. But what I'm going to do is I actually pulled out by accident these hello pages. And these are the hello pages that belong at the beginning of this, just like that. All right. And what I'm going to do is right after this page, I hardly ever use like this currently page in my work planner. And so what I'm going to do is right here before August for July, I have already set up, and this is from like a setup from 2020. Yeah, oh my gosh, like from 2020 when I set it up for for January 2021. But I went ahead and took some old dividers, outdated, that I went ahead and redated. You can see here it's just like redated. And I'm going to go ahead and use this for July. In fact, my plan is to keep my July stuff, which I am teaching a summer semester, but I'm going to keep the July stuff in here, and we'll just leave it like that. And so I also have like all of these other, like I have it basically from August until December of 2022. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to stick it in here and use it. You know, like why not? I mean, I hate to like waste it since I did redate it already. And I know that I have these monthly pages, but why not save a divider and like, you know, not write on them and just kind of keep them nice and clean, and maybe I can use them in some other purpose, right? I have no problems redating, so I'm sticking these in here. The way this will work is, again, like this is just the plan for right now, is that I will just pull these pages or like write on the older pages, these pages as I need to. So this is what the plan is like it'll have this divider, but I'm going to clip it here like with either a paper clip or just like tape it down like with like a little piece of tape, and it'll flip open to this page. And then I'll tape this down and it'll flip open like this. So I will still have underneath this page unused and this page unused, but I won't necessarily need to use those pages directly. Now I might change my mind and just think that's like too complicated once I get rolling into it and I just want to write directly on the pages. In that case, I'll just pull these older pages out and that'll be totally fine. And so that's pretty much the setup. Again, yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it as a school year setup and just kind of leave it at that instead of trying to come up with a plan for like a full school year later. I'm just going to make a decision for that summer next year. There's like all these like loose pieces here. So now with that being said, there's really only one other section I'm going to add, and that's a checklist section. So this is a checklist from, I don't even know which teacher planner, but it says amazing things happen when you are kind. And I'm going to add this in here. The colors do not at all match with the rest of the planner, so I might change this divider. And then right here is like basically a classroom checklist kind of sheet. Now, I think a lot of teachers, like for me at least, I'm digital, like all our stuff, all our attendance records, grades, and all that are electronic. And so I don't necessarily need to use this classroom checklist for like attendance. I have done that in the past, but it's actually gotten a little bit bulky and like a little bit tedious to do it like that when I can literally pull out my phone and just check people off like right in class. It just makes a lot more sense than like marking them here and then going back to my desk and like checking them off. So what I use these pages instead for are tracking some of the major like routine tasks that I do. And so I'm just going to convert it. And I don't like writing on the actual divider here, especially if I'm going to change it. So what I'm going to do is write on this sheet. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'm going to write on this sheet. I just don't like writing on the divider. So what I'm going to do is stick these pages in here. Now, this actually matches these pages. But then I have a couple of pages here with like a darker color. And now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm just going to live with the fact that this doesn't match. Or actually, let me go try to find a different checklist. I found these other two. And honestly, I just think it doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna leave the one that I picked in there, all right? And we'll just go with it. So with that being said, then I'm just gonna write on the divider. I said I wasn't, but I'm going to write on it, okay? And so this is really me just writing down some of the big things that I like to track on a routine basis. So first things first, I do try to, during the school year, check my email every day, Monday through Sunday, like 7 days a week. So I'll have a line here for email. And what I do is just across the top here, put the date, just like always, right? So this will start, this checklist, I'll go ahead and like, it might start in July, but it might start in August. So I'm not gonna date it right now, but I'll put the date across here and then just put little check marks when I do a task, right? And then in the fall semester, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up for fall at least. And fall, I'm actually teaching 2 classes online, 2 face-to-face, and then 2 kind of like 1 credit hour classes. And those 6 classes total, I actually have 2 that are the exact same that I'm teaching in the summer semester. So I'll write the entire list for the fall, but if I use this for July, then 2 of the classes will already be on here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and list it out where I'm putting the online classes first. So the first one is a class that's coded as 301. Since it's an online class, I like to post regular announcements like class-wide emails to the class. And then of course I have to prep for the class, just like doing all the lectures and posting videos and that kind of stuff. I do, for this online class, use a program called Perusall to do like readings. And so I like to go through and like answer any questions the students have posted on Perusall, that kind of thing. Of course, there's always grading. All right, and those are the big things, really. I've taught this class pretty much every semester for the past like 3 or 4 years, and those are the major things. If there are other things that are not on here, I would just put them on a to-do list. So these are like the routine tasks, the things that like I pretty much have to do all the time, and I just don't like writing it over and over and over again. So the other online class, it's like a 1 credit, it's not a 1 credit, it's like a variable credit class that students take. And for that class, they kind of work independently, and I just have to go in and check to make sure that they are like continuing to post things regularly. So there is some prep involved, generally speaking, when I have to email the students to ask for information or like remind them of deadlines, that kind of thing. So that's all the prep that I would do for that class. But mostly it's just going in and grading their assignments, the documents that they turn in. So those are the 2, like I teach 2 sections of this and then 1 section of this. And those are the 3 online classes that I have. All right. And these 2 are the 2 that I also teach in the summer. So if I want to use this in July, these are still the same notes I would use for July. And I also use them starting in August when the fall semester starts. Now, also in August, I will pick up basically 3 classes that are face-to-face. For my face-to-face classes, I do a little bit more prep, right? So there's like more like printouts and like getting ready for like, I have to take attendance and all of those things, and those aren't like automatically tracked through the online system. So the first class is one of my, I would consider it one of more intensive classes. I need to be able to do prep for it, obviously like getting all the lectures ready, things like that. One of the things I always try to do, especially if the students ask for me to do it, is to post the lectures online. I normally do that after class. The other thing I like to do is, of course, to keep attendance. Now, attendance for my classes are not required, but I like to just be aware of like which students have kind of like dropped off the face of the earth kind of thing. So we'll have that on here. Of course, there is always grading. And then the other major thing for this class, it is a more intensive class and it's writing heavy. And that is going to be like setting up writing labs. And just like one-on-one meetings, like small group meetings, that kind of thing for this class. I feel like I need maybe like 1 or 2 other things. I'm not quite sure what I should do for that, but I think I'll just leave a space. I'm just gonna leave a space here just in case I need to add something else, because I feel like something else is slipping my mind from this list. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that and I'll skip a space. All right, so my second class, I'm just repeating everything that's here, right? It'll be prep, it will be posting the lectures, it'll be logging attendance, and then of course it will be grading. Now for this class, it is not writing intensive, like writing heavy, and so I won't have the writing labs for this particular class, but I'll still skip a line here. And then the last class that I'm teaching is one of my 1 credit hour seminar classes, but I will do pretty much the same thing. It's going to be prep. I don't really post the lectures for this class, but I will do attendance, of course. Actually, I don't do any grading for this class. One of the things that I do are like one-on-one interviews for this class. So every class is of course different. I do have, of course, still plenty of space to be able to write other things. So even if like I kind of missed the mark here and don't have enough room, I could just like add stuff here. But this is what I do. I just have these routine tasks. What I do is put the date and then just check mark when I do things. It's just to keep myself accountable for how often I'm like touching my classes and like really focusing on like the grading and the prep for my classes. And so I have it set up for the first couple of like weeks at least. And then the other thing that I do is take a pair of scissors, and what I like to do is essentially, like I'll cut it a little bit so you can see it on this side, but I cut it right here. I had a little hash mark, and I just will cut right here where that hash mark is and get rid of basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the columns on this right hand side. And why do I do this? It's basically so that way when I snap it in like this, I can flip it over and I can just continue to track the same thing without rewriting the list. And I know that I lose 7 days, but I'm totally okay with that. And that's what I do for setting up for pretty much the entire fall semester. I will redo this list once the spring semester starts because I'll have a different set of classes. But we are now set up for the entire school year, at least for fall semester, but like I have the plan in place for the entire school year for my work planner. And so as a professor, as a teacher, as an academic, I'm excited about trying this layout. So I look forward to recording some videos, probably 1 or 2, just kind of like working through how I do some of the planning in this, but then it's just gonna move into being a functional planner. Probably will just stay at work and not come home ever at that point. So anyway, I think this was a quick and easy video, not quite so overwhelming with all the moving pieces, right? It's just me adding pieces in, really. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.